Okay, our last two examples are going to be just, again, combining everything we've learned so far. This is to help us get ready for word problems. We see that example 12 asks us to put this sentence into another expression. So we're pretty familiar with this. We did it with the whole numbers pretty easy. Remember, fractions are just numbers, so we don't need to do anything special with fractions. They are just numbers as well. And the sooner you can realize they're just numbers, the easier this class is going to be, especially when dealing with fractions. So let's start off. 1/3 of a number, we know that a number is x, or unknown variable, right? Increased by 5 is half of that number. Okay, so let's just break this down and work at it really systematically. They say 1/3 of a number increased by 5. So they say 1/3 times a number increased by 5. A number increased by 5 is, we know that word is means equals, it's half of that number. What is half? 1/2 of that number. And by working through it, using the tables that they've given us and the words, what they mean, we can get a nice algebraic expression. Actually, this is an equation because there's an equal sign. So that one's done. The next one is 1/4 of a number decreased by 7. This is just going to be an expression. They're not asking us for an equation here, just an expression. So 1/4 of a number, 1/4 of, anytime you see the word of, it's going to be multiplication of a number, 1/4 x decreased by 7. We know that decreased by 7 means you take away 7. And that's your final answer there. So pretty simple stuff. This is just, like I said, just going to really help you with your word problems if you can understand these words and what they mean. Here's a good example on how that works out in example 13. What they do is they're asking us to solve this. And the question is, the temperature on a warm summer day is 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Use the formula below, here we go, to find the equivalent temperature on the Celsius scale. So what we see here is they want us to find the degrees C. So C is what we're going to be solving for. C is equal to 5/9. So anytime you see an equation like this, it's always good to go ahead and rewrite in your own words, and just rewrite, even if it's exactly the same, just rewrite it. And another tip, never ever put your fractions with a slash like this. Always put them straight up and down. Draw that line nice horizontal. Don't ever put the slash sideways diagonal like that. That's just going to cause you trouble later. Always make sure it's straight up and down. 5/9 times f. Well, they say f is equal to 86. So wherever we see an f, we just put 86 minus 32. And now we can just go ahead and perform the calculation. Order of operations says we got to do what's inside the parentheses first. 86 minus 32, that's going to be 54. And now we can perform this calculation. 5/9 times 54. This is just the same thing as saying 5/9 times 54/1. Remember, anytime you have a whole number and you want to make a fraction of it, you just have to put 1 underneath. So now we see, can we cross multiply? 5 and 1, that's already simplified. 9 and 54, do they share a common factor? Yes, 9. So let's divide both of those by 9, so we get 5. 9 divided by 9 is equal to 1. 54 divided by 9 is equal to 6. And now, look how easy our calculation is. From this really, really difficult number to something really, really easy. 5 times 6 is 30. 1 times 1 is equal to 1. 30/1 is just 30. And there we have it. So you can see we don't even need a calculator for many of our problems, especially if we do the reduction and really understand our multiplication and division very well. So that concludes section 1.2. go ahead and finish the homework. Good luck on the quiz, and see you online.